Hi everyone, my name's Amber. I am the owner of the Liberty Pearl Photo and Film Collective. I wanted to come on live today just to talk about something that has been kind of bugging me for a few months now, and I didn't really know how to put it into words, but I've just kind of had enough. So I wanted to share why you need to be careful when booking your wedding suppliers via Instagram or social media for that matter. So I love Instagram. I use it every day for my business. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at two screens here. So this is Instagram, hi, and this is Facebook, hi. I'm coming live on both formats today, so we kind of capture both audiences. So as I said, I love Instagram. I use it every day. I love the stories. I love sharing what I'm doing. I love sharing my work. Obviously, as a photographer, it's an amazing way to showcase your world of weddings, whether you're a photographer or a wedding supplier, stationery designer, stylist. It's a really good way, it's a really good way to share what you are doing. However, I have been a bit annoyed with the way some people are kind of representing their work and portraying what they are doing and not really being 100% authentic and honest. So I wanted to come on today to talk about why I think people should tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth on their Instagram. So this is mainly relevant to style shoots, workshops, and Pinterest. So I run workshops. I've run 16 workshops now for wedding photographers, videographers, wedding suppliers. And we have created some beautiful content. And the reason we run workshops and style shoots is for people to build their portfolio, to gain confidence, to practice techniques that they've never really done, to have kind of all the time in the world to practice their camera, practice some new settings, practice in different environments, whether that's destination, winter wedding, snow machine, trying out different, working in new venues with different environments. So they're really good to build your business and to help grow your business and to help grow your portfolio. However, there are a few issues that are making me really cross lately. So lots of people are posting images from workshops and style shoots and forgetting to mention that they are from a style shoot or a workshop. As I said, I run workshops myself and I think they are incredible. They are a really good learning tool. However, you need to complement your real weddings, your style shoots and workshop portfolio with real weddings. Why is it an issue? Because on a workshop, you have all the time in the world to get the right shot. On a wedding, you don't. So you could spend 3 hours if you want trying to get that perfect shot of the rings or trying to get the perfect shot of the couple. But it's unauthentic because on a real wedding day, you don't have all the time in the world. Someone else could have been directing the couple, or they could have styled the table, and someone saying, look what I did, and actually they didn't. There might have been someone else who's amazing and confident at directing couples and styling tables, and then someone just comes along and takes a picture and said, look what I did. It's not real, it's not fair. Because then when your couple say, I want a picture just like that one, you won't be able to do it because actually someone else was in there directing the couple, styling the table, putting them in the right spot, etc. And also on a style shoot or workshop, I always try and use real couples if I can, because then they can kiss and stuff like that. However, lots of real couples are actually models, or the bride's a model and the guy isn't. However, so it might not even be a real couple. It might be two models who are amazing at looking good in front of the camera. And again, if someone says, oh wow, your couples look so confident in front of the camera, and actually all the people on your Instagram are models or model couples, or again, they've had the whole day to warm up in front of the camera, it is inauthentic, it is not true. And it's not fair on real brides who think I can look like that, when actually your whole Instagram is full of style shoots and workshops with models, couples, model couples, etc. Also, for suppliers, someone else might have styled the table or designed the flat lay, etc. So again, or someone else might have told them what to do. They might have set it up for them. They might have been giving them tips. So it's really important that you are authentic and you tell people the origin of that image. You say whether it was a workshop, you say whether it was a styled shoot, you say whether you were the second shooter on the wedding. That also really annoys me when people say, look what I did today. Actually, they were a second shooter standing behind an awesome photographer who directed the couple, who set up the shot, and they've said, look what I did. It's inauthentic, and it just makes me so cross. Images are great to use as inspiration. So Pinterest, people share images from Pinterest on their Instagram, which is okay. I don't really agree with it. However, lots of wedding suppliers forget to mention it's not their own work, especially stylists, wedding planners, florists. Oh, look what I did. No, you didn't. It's a picture on Instagram. You might try and do that, but it never looks the same. I have couples who say, we have a Pinterest board. Can we do this? And I say, yeah, we can try it. But because of your height, because we're not in California, because we're in winter, it won't look the same because the light's different, your height's different, your dress is different. You know, we can try. I'd love to show some of the Pinterest shots and then my shots next to each other. They're very different. So I think, you know, people using Pinterest images on their styling Instagram or their wedding Instagram, it's great to show an inspiration, but actually it's a lie because you're saying, look what I've done, look what I can achieve, when actually it's very, very difficult. You know, you might not even be able to get those flowers or those details in the UK because a lot of Pinterest is American. You might not be able to get those backgrounds in the UK because, again, a lot of Pinterest is worldwide. So, you know, it's really bad to share Pinterest images on Instagram and not even tagging the person who actually created that. I've seen lots of images on Instagram that say, oh, shared from Pinterest. Have you tagged in the wedding stylist? Have you tagged in the wedding planner? Have you tagged in the photographer even? You know, you're sharing someone else's content, saying it's your own, potentially, and not even giving the credit to the person that spent hours designing that content, designing this, you know, the wedding or whatever. And I think, again, it's really unfair for the actual person who spent all that time. And also it's really inauthentic for brides who think, wow, she's amazing or he's amazing. Look what I can do. So I think, you know, if you're a cake maker or a stylist or a wedding planner, use your own images, be authentic and say, you know, I'm not perfect. I love Pinterest. Give me some ideas from Pinterest. But actually, this is my own work. This is how I got to where I am. You know, people will still love your work. They'll still think you're amazing. But just be authentic, be honest and share your real work, not just actually the perfect. So what do you need to do? If you're a bride planning your wedding, so this is actually for brides planning their wedding. I'm just trying to give them a kind of insight into the world of Instagram, which, you know, for me is just a little bit inauthentic at the moment. So if you're a bride and you're looking for a supplier or a photographer, you need to speak to your supplier and ask to see some real weddings. So I have a number of real weddings from start to finish that I've got permission from the bride that I can share with prospective clients to show them, you know, getting ready shots, the ceremony, all the way till the end of the day. There's about 800 pictures in there. And I've got that because, again, on Instagram and on Facebook, they're my best images. They're not the kind of really emotional ones, potentially, that brides don't want me to share. They're not the kind of really boring ones where everyone's sat on their phones around the dinner table, not looking at the camera. You know, so actually, it's really important to see some real weddings in different seasons so you can see, especially from a photography perspective, what the light's like in the winter, how good that photographer can actually capture stuff on a really grey, dreary, rainy day. I've got some really good rainy weddings that I share to people and say, look, this is a rainy wedding. This is what you could have on a rainy wedding day. And I think it's really important that you share real weddings with people, at least 3 full weddings from start to finish, and also from a stylist perspective or from a cake maker's perspective. I work with a lot of stylists and cake makers, and you know, it's really important that you ask to see the whole process of how they got to this beautiful design cake. You know, what's their process, what's their mood board, you know, what are their draft designs. Even when I have a styled shoot, the cake makers send me at least 2 or 3 draft designs saying, you know, this is what I could do, what do you think? And I have my input. And that's what they should be doing for brides as well. And the same with florists, I know they do the same. So if, you know, it's a really good way to see how people actually get to the final perfect product that you see on Instagram, that you see on Facebook. If you see an image on on Instagram that you love, contact the supplier and say, I love this image, I would love a cake or a table styling like this or a wedding planned like this. How did you get that? Where did you get that? Tell me the story behind this, because lots of it is real. I'm not saying that everyone is fake and everyone isn't real, but lots of it isn't their work. And I think it's really important, it doesn't mean they might have forgotten to mention it because they don't think it's important, but actually I think people forget to mention it because they want to say, look what I can do, when actually it's not their work. So yeah, if you have a really nice image that you like, speak to your supplier and ask them where they took that favorite image or where they designed that dream table. Find out the origin, really important. Number 2, ask to see images from real weddings, at least 3-4 weddings from start to finish, or the stylist mood board, design concepts, and the suppliers list, say it's a wedding plan or stylist, where they got their suppliers and how they chose them. It's really important to find out kind of how they work and kind of behind the scenes on what they do. Style shoots are always a great way to be creative and practice new techniques, but they should complement people's real portfolio. So if you're looking at an Instagram and everything does look amazingly perfect, then they might just have amazingly perfect brides and that's all they share. But ask them, say, how much of this is your own work 100%? If they organised a style shoot themselves, they might have directed the bride, that's fine. But again, they still might be models. It's good to know, just so you know where your brides are coming from, where your suppliers are coming from. And yeah, just ask them. People will be honest, but they might have just forgotten to mention it, which I don't think is really very authentic. So suppliers, if you're posting your images on Instagram and social media, be authentic and explain that this is not your work and that you shot it at a workshop or at a style shoot. Tell the truth. It's mis-selling and it's not fair on brides because you're selling something that, again, isn't attainable. Because if they had a style shoot for their wedding, they'd be spending 8 hours styling and shooting, and that's it. And that isn't what a real wedding is about. A real wedding, you probably get half an hour to take bride and groom pictures, amazing ones. And it can be done, but if the supplier has only got photos from workshops and style shoots, then it's inauthentic. And I just think people really need to tell the truth and share where their work is coming from. So thanks for listening, everyone. I hope this has been insightful for brides planning their wedding. If you've got any questions, just send me a private message on Instagram or Facebook. I'm happy to help. As I said, I love style shoots, I love workshops, I do them myself. I think they're a great way to grow your business, but I also think you need to tell brides where your work is coming from and whether it's a real bride. I just think there really needs to be some kind of governing over photography and in the wedding industry, because I think, there is a Wedding Planners Association. There are some governing bodies for photographers, but I know I don't really know what they're about, but I try and be authentic just because that's who I am. And I also don't want to kind of come unstuck, because if you tell lies, everyone always finds out. And I think that, there really needs to be some governing on Instagram and social media of people, where they get their work from, where the pictures are sourced from, and is it 100% their own work? Did they direct that couple? Is it a real couple? Is it a model? I think it's really important that people know what they're buying for their wedding day, because it just, it's the most important day of their life. And if you're kind of selling something that isn't real, it's just not fair. So yeah, that's my piece for today. And if anyone's got any questions, let me know. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.